I'm starting to doubt my partner's story. So some backstory. My partner, 21 female, and myself, 24 male, have been dating for about 3 months now. She's the most amazing person I've ever known, and we have great chemistry together. When we were getting to know each other, she informed me of her past, of how her mom died of cancer, had a very abusive father, and had cancer herself around the age of 19. She's been in the ER recently and doesn't want anyone seeing her. She lives over an hour from me. She wouldn't let me know what hospital she's in because I would show up. So, in January, after we became an official couple, she informed me she found out she has cancer again. In the lungs. I was devastated, but didn't think anything of it. I only wanted to be supportive. February, at the end of the month, she apparently needs to do chemotherapy until April, so her insurance kicks in apparently, so she can get it removed. She does the first treatment without informing me. We webcam and she looks tired and worn out, and has been excusing herself to the restroom when we eat out. Well, I imagine throw up. She was going to get a port, but is doing a basic IV instead. I haven't seen any scars, haven't asked to outright see them. March, she hasn't gone to another appointment yet. When I asked when she starts her next, she tells me she needs to check calendar. Her BFF, who is now her ex B.F.F, thinks she is a liar. Her church family claims she admitted to lying about having cancer previously and shaved her head, and they are demanding paperwork proof. I haven't looked at the papers, but she said she only has the diagnosis and referral. She gets really sensitive if I start questioning or asking to see things. Everyone she loved like family or friends has hurt her. She's worries I'm going to be like them and hurt her by not trusting or believing. She doesn't want to lose me, and I really don't want to lose her. I'm terrified. She isn't very open with me about it and told me she's going to stop giving updates altogether. I asked her to please keep me updated and she just kinda dodged it altogether. My plan was to wait until the end of March to see if I notice effects of chemotherapy, which I'm not even sure what to look for. If I keep getting weird feelings, I know what I must do, but I don't have the strength to do it. I love her. I'm a cancer survivor. Had it twice when I was a teenager. What you're describing does sound like she's lying about her illness, but I have a few questions that may help you figure out if she's telling the truth. Exactly what kind of cancer does she have? What stage? If it's lung cancer, has she said it's small or large celled? These are things any cancer patient would be able to answer about their illness. The first time I had cancer, I took all of my chemo through fourth because I wasn't willing to get the surgery to have a port placed. Chemo fucks up your veins. Have the veins in her arms been sticking out / inflamed? Has she complained about sore veins? Mine were sort of a touch and inflamed, which is a very common side effect of taking chemo in the arm. Does she have a specific chemo schedule? My outpatient chemo rounds lasted about a week and required multiple trips to the hospital for scheduled infusions. Doctors don't fuck around with chemotherapy. She would be on a precise schedule if she's actually being treated for cancer. Is someone taking her to her treatments? She probably would not be allowed to get home by herself because these drugs can F with your head. Especially if she's on anti-nausea medication, many of which induce drowsiness. Have you seen her take any anti-nausea medications? What do her fingernails look like? My fingernails broke off when I was going through chemo. Has she complained about mouth sores? Chemo fucks up your entire gastrointestinal system. Has she been losing weight? When she leaves these hospital stays, does her skin look a little bloated? IV fluids cause the skin to bloat, which is a common look with cancer patients who are in the hospital. I'm sorry you're in a space where you have to question these things. This kind of lie is such a betrayal. Eater, everyone's cancer is different, and just because this was my experience doesn't mean that she's lying if she doesn't experience every single thing I listed. but at least a few of them should feel familiar to her experience if she's actually going through treatment. Only dating 3 months, and with a past like that, she may have mental and attachment issues. I would go see a therapist or counselor immediately. I have heard of plenty of people who would use some form of illness or fake pregnancy in order for their partners to stay. Why won't she give me any of her medical information, or tell me where her hospital is? Talk to the pastor and her family. Somebody is lying. Right now you are in the honeymoon phase of a relationship. Really think about this. Even if you broke up her, you have only been with this person for 3 months. No need for any major commitment. Wait and see if the symptoms get worse. Do not do anything rash unless she really tries to manipulate or force you to stay. Take a different approach. Tell her that there are people approaching you who are questioning her illness, and it makes you sick that someone would question your girlfriend's chronic illness and all the pain she is going through. Tell her how angry these people make you, that at a time where she needs support, they want to attack. Tell her this is making you so upset that you need to shut them up, and you will not stand for their questioning any longer. Ask her to help you and give you the proof, letter of diagnosis, paperwork from insurance or hospital, so you can show them and end this once and for all. Maybe the guilt will eat her up and she'll admit to you. Or maybe she'll keep her lie and bring you fake documents. Or the slight chance she's telling the truth, you'll find out she does have cancer. Either way you'll see the truth. To reach out to the pastor is really in her best interest. Facebook message him and let him know that you're very concerned that she told you her cancer has relapsed, and see what he says. I would hope with his profession that he would be honest with you if there was an incident in the past. If he's vague with his answer, tell him what you know and that you are concerned with her mental health. Hopefully he'll hear your sincerity. I'm no doctor, but if she is in fact lying again, and there's an extremely high probability that she is, it sounds like Munchausen syndrome, which is basically a fancy name for a mental disorder where you lie about medical conditions and symptoms to get sympathy. There aren't many cases that I've ever heard of where people really got better or recovered, so I wouldn't hope that she is going to really change. I can almost guarantee you by your story that she does not have cancer. She's not in a regimen with chemo/treatment, and certain other commitments, issues, and symptoms would be obvious. With that aside, her behavior toward you, controlling what you're allowed to say or bring up, threatening to walk away, etc., is a type of abuse. Her behavior is for attention. She threatens things, but won't actually stay away because she wouldn't have attention that way. And trust me, things can change quickly. Emotional abuse will go to violence quickly in the future. Also, be wary when you find/confront her with the truth. Another big thing Munchausen women tend to do is fake pregnancy and then fake miscarriage. I'm sorry darling. It's going to be a mind F sorting this out in your head, but deep down, you already know the truth in your heart. That gut feeling has saved more people than penicillin, vaccines, and airbags combined. She's most likely lying. My stepsister lies about having cancer here in Alabama and got somewhere around 10 grand from these poker rides they had to help with medical bills, and they went to her meth habit. People that lie about medical problems are the worst, and she should be seriously reprimanded for it. Ask for proof, and if she can't provide it, leave. If she were going through chemo you'd see it. Burns, toe, and fingernails that literally turn yellow, and so many other symptoms including hair loss and extreme nausea, and throwing up and exhaustion. I have a friend who went through it all, with stage 4 breast cancer, and is somehow still alive by the grace of God, or whatever entity above. And her whole body is effed up because of it, including having both her breasts removed because of it. So please, make her provide proof, because what she's doing is beyond effed up, and I'm sorry, lower than dog shit. She's doing it for the attention. She might be pregnant and won't tell you. Updates. Her church family dug around and found some old videos from about a year ago of her saying she wished she never lied and she's trying to make things right. I brought the videos to her and asked her to explain or I'm gone. Her excuse sounds poor, but it is what it is. She said she never had breast cancer before, but a spot did appear on her uterus at one point. She says it's real now, and that it's karma. She lied to me, which really hurts, and she said she'd tell me eventually. Apparently she faked it before, in order to have a place to stay at her aunt's, to move out of her abusive father's house. The aunt took sympathy and let her stay for a while. Eventually didn't work out well, because she ended up living in her car for 3 months. Apparently her next appointment is on the 20th, and they set her up for every 3 weeks to receive chemotherapy. If the cancer is real, then I want to stay to be supportive, because she literally has no one around anymore. If I catch her in one more lie, I'm gone. I know everyone is saying to for which they are probably right, and I should. My gut is telling me to stay a little longer, and if she lies again, then cut your losers and move on. Thank you all so much for your comments. I read as many as I could. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. See you all later.